The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, standing 6'3" out of SMU. It's Garrett Gilbert.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Off the play fake. Gilbert. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Gilbert. And this is going to be incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And that one results in 35 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Wentz now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Burton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, They like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away. Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup. And guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Now it's Ajayi. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jay Ajayi, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. That touchdown certainly a welcome sight. Remember, they were shut out last week. They talked to us about getting early momentum. Well, here you go in the opening quarter.
Got to rebuild confidence, because when you get shut out, I don't care how strong you are mentally, you've got to take a step back and say, okay, what just happened here? Because nothing that we were doing worked well enough to get into the end zone, and that's a nice confidence-building drive, one that puts it in the end zone to give them an opportunity.
That time, a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run by Jay Ajayi. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. To return, it's Kalen Clay. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Throwing on first down. Gilbert. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. And now for the first time, we get a look at this defense that was very stout last week.
And all they expect to do is continue what they did a week ago. Play terrific defense and not permit that offense to get started.
Second down now after the incompletion. Now Artis Payne. And he is knocked down from the side at the 32-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss. Another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupted.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big gain of 39 on third.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
They'll run it with Artis Payne. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Again on the ground with Artis Payne. Shifts by him at the 25. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Carolina. Cameron Artis Payne. His second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wentz now on first down. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Here's Ajayi. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Going right side here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
K'Wan Short is really rounded into being one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. What I really like about his game are his hands. When he gets his hands on an opposing blocker and locks out, he's going to end up winning that battle and either getting to the quarterback or taking down a ball carrier.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. To throw is Wentz. And a 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
Here is the punter Jones as he gets this one away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Carolina getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Gilbert. And his pass incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Back to the air on second down. Gilbert. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And he's able to get it out of there. Taking on the midfield logo. And he works free. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Point after now from Sturgis. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll run again here with Artis Payne. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
So look up to the scoreboard as time has run out on this first quarter. 14-7 is the score. We're back to Uptown Charlotte after this timeout. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. On play action, Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it's a 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. Artis Payne. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 16. Off play action. Gilbert. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Play action. It's Wentz. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Deshaun Hall in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that's caught by Smith. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 1st down, Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They run with Ajayi. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
To throw, it's Wentz. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Panthers will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
On 1st and 10, Gilbert. Funches with a catch over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
one thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here's Hardest Payne, and he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
To throw on 2nd down, Gilbert. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And the inaugural carry here for Fonzie Whitaker. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Given 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. In just 2 minutes' time, don't forget we'll get you to Orlando for our halftime report. To bring it to you, who else but Larry Ridley?
Now that man knows his football. Go get him, Larry.
On 1st down, Gilbert. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gilbert. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's his 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. From the gun on third down, Gilbert. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Devin Funchess, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Carolina scores to cap it off. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Offense with a fumble, but they recover it, and it brings up second down. Shotgun now for Wentz. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. Ajayi hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And the Panthers coming out now. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me, and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Following the fumble recovery, Gilbert. That is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Gilbert. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, Gilbert. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over, and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Now Wentz. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Donnie Jones now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. It's fielded at the 45. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Elsewhere on the NFL scoreboard in Dallas. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Throwing on first down, Gilbert. And that is incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and if he gets those shoulders right, that pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Throwing again, Gilbert. And he comes back with one complete. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
The guilty party, Chance Warmack, the guard out of Alabama. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Throwing is Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Thanks, guys. We'll get back to you soon for the second half of this tied ball game. But first, let's look back now at this first half of play. As we look at the numbers, the only thing that really matters is that we've got a tie game. We'll have another half here to figure out who can come out on top. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Midway through the first quarter, they'll run it here with Jay Ajayi. And he'll take this 4 yards for the score as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Midway through the first quarter, Artis Payne's going to break into the secondary, and this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. We're brand new at 7. Panthers punt it away now. Gonzalez has got a chance for a return, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. That takes the lead up to 7. Eagles with it now early in the second. Aguilar has got the catch here. Won't be brought down until he makes it to the 34-yard line. Third down from inside the 10. Gilbert's going to complete the pass into coverage, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. As that ties things at 14 all.
Okay, LR, we are indeed all even as these teams come back out for the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Now we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Working from the gun, Wentz. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Here's Donnie Jones now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Fielded at about the 28. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack.
Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina. Cameron Artis-Payne. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Gano now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They go play action here on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there. Wentz will try again on second down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Here's Donnie Jones now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Carolina getting set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
To throw on second down, Gilbert. His throw incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And it's 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Gilbert. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now Wentz. And he rifles one incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Eagles on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Wentz. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right. And you're trying to limit the number of plays and offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes him back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop it. To throw on 3rd down, Gilbert. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Pardon me, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackles.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Going to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
But he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gilbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. On 3rd down, Gilbert. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter now from Jacksonville. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he fires one, but incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Here's Donnie Jones now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. To throw on 2nd down, Gilbert. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Brandon Graham in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Back to throw. Gilbert. And this one is incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. Wentz now on 1st down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and a mile. Here's Wentz to throw. And some space here. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Donnie Jones now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Gilbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. To throw on 3rd down. Gilbert. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Wentz now on first down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Deshaun Hall in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And he fires one incomplete.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 17.
Throwing now is Wentz. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. A 4th quarter score from the Meadowlands. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. On 1st and 10, Gilbert. And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Cameron Artis-Payne. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Here we go now. Green.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
He was trying to get it to Jay Ajayi there out of the backfield. And that'll bring up second down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Wentz now to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. Play action. Now Wentz. And that will be incomplete as well. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Oh, nice move. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block. But they're helping out, too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a great spot to start this drive from here. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. Wentz going to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Now Wentz. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Wes Horton able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Donnie Jones now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And onto the field here come the Panthers. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Throwing to start the drive. Gilbert, wide open receiver, complete. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Getting late here in the 4th, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here.
All right, here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2.
Set. Green, 39.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. They run the counter now on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. That one looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as they understand where they are in the field?
Offense lining up 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Second down following the run.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble. After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. An update now, they've gone final in Jacksonville. The Jaguars able to come away with a victory there. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Panthers, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's loss number 5 for them on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.